So we've had a little bit of time to digest it now. Of course, Alexander Volkanovski is stepping in at UFC 294 to take on Islam Makhachev. And as a huge Alexander Volkanovski fan, I don't know how I feel about it anymore. I'm going to explain to you what I mean in just a second. Before we get into the video, though, I do want to say, hello, everybody. Welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I'm your guy with too many YouTube channels. Let's talk about Alexander Volkanovski. So if you've been following the channel at all, if you've been hearing what I talk about with these fighters and like my personal opinions when it comes to them, I have been very vocal that I believe Alexander Volkanovski to be the greatest fighter of all time. Period. GOAT of the history of MMA. He's better than everyone else. I really, really do believe that. And if he loses this fight to Islam Makhachev, which is a huge possibility. He's coming off a hand surgery. He's probably not been training as much as he says he's been training. Like, I don't know how much I believe that. Well, then again, he's Alexander Volkanovski, so maybe he is. But still, he's definitely not going to be the contender or the champion that he was. He's definitely not going to have the cardio there. He's definitely not going to have the sharpness in there. I don't know if he's going to be able to defend the wrestling to the extent that he was preparing against Islam Makhachev. If he loses this fight, my point in saying that was it's very likely that he'll lose this fight. This will hurt his legacy. This will damage his legacy. Will I be able to consider him the greatest of all time? I don't know. I guess it'll depend what happens after the Islam Makhachev win, because you lost to the champion in another weight division twice. But on paper, of course, I believe he won the first fight, but Islam I can very well see dominating this time around. That could really hurt Alexander Volkanovski's legacy, and that's what I really don't like about it. I'm hyped for this fight, but at the same time, I really hate it because I've been really following Alexander Volkanovski's career because I am a big fan of watching like greatness. We are witnessing greatness whenever we watch Alexander Volkanovski step into the cage. The way he just dominates, imposes his will. I found it inspiring the first time that he came against Islam Makhachev and he put his head down. He was nodding his head. He was so confident in himself, and he actually backed up every little thing that he said the first time. He was before the press conference, before everything. He's like, he might take me down, but I will not accept it. I'm going to get back up. I'm going to do everything I can to fight against this guy, and I'm going to do everything I possibly can to get a win. And boy, did he walk in there, and he proved that. The same talking points we're probably going to hear again come fight week, and I can't put my faith in him. I just can't. Coming off surgery, short notice, not preparing for Islam Makhachev, and Islam Makhachev is probably preparing for the most difficult rematch of his career. He's training for Charles Oliveira, who just smoked Beneil Dariush. He looked so good. Khabib has been training him. Cain Velasquez has been training him. Like, this dude has probably been training harder than he ever has. I wouldn't shock me if that was the case. Alexander Volkanovski is probably a tougher fight, but on a full training camp. I don't think he's going to win this fight, and I'm really worried that he's going to lose his legacy here. What happens after this? What happens if he loses? Are we going to still step in like we're going to watch Alexander Volkanovski and we're going to go, okay, this is the greatest featherweight ever, but is he the pound for pound best? No. Is he going to be the greatest of all time? Probably not. That's the sad part. And I'm not one of those guys to sit here and just go, oh, well, he lost. He's off my train now. You know what I mean? Like, you know how guys end up doing that and they just really start hating on somebody after they lose. No, I will always be a fan of this guy. I will always be a fan of his mindset. But I just worry about his legacy as a big Alexander Volkanovski fan. This guy is the greatest of all time, in my opinion. Even the greatest of all time, I'm not sure that can come in on this short notice and defeat a guy like Islam Makhachev. The first time was great. It was shocking. Like I said, it was inspiring. But I can't, I'm going to hope with all my heart that he wins this fight. I really will. I just can't see it happening. So at the same time, like I said, I'm very excited for this guy to walk in the cage. I'm so excited to see him. It really bothers me because it's going to be a great fight, but I'm really going to be really sad for Alexander Volkanovski. Is this going to be the last time we're going to like witness his greatness in the cage? Is this the last time he's going to like look untouchable? Is this the last time he's going to go in there and finally like really put it to Islam Makhachev? Because if he loses, he's not getting another rematch. That's the biggest issue, because one of the things that we were always looking so forward to was, okay, Islam Makhachev is going to win this fight. No, Alexander Volkanovski is going to win this fight. They're going to come back together. They're going to come in, and it would have been the perfect fairy tale ending for Alexander Volkanovski. Like I said, I am such a fan of this guy because I enjoy watching his greatness come into the cage. This dude is a perfect fighter. This dude's mindset is untouchable. How can you not be a fan of that? How can you not cheer for him against Islam Makhachev? It's amazing to watch, but I just can't see him winning on the short notice. I don't know if we're going to be able to do this anymore after this. So I hope he wins. He's probably going to get murdered, though. But then again, I was saying this the first time. Islam Makhachev, there is no way a guy as small as Alexander Volkanovski is going to come in a new weight class and take on the guy that people are comparing to Khabib's level. Like, he's not going to win that fight. But I was arguing with my brother. We watched it together. I was arguing with my brother. I was like, dude, you are an idiot if you think that Alexander Volkanovski has a chance against Islam Makhachev. He walked in there. Alexander Volkanovski bit down on his mouthpiece. He backed up every little thing that he was going to say, and he put the biggest beat down on Islam Makhachev that we've ever seen. And it was so cool to see. I love watching Alexander Volkanovski fight. So that's the only thing that's making me think, you know what? Maybe he can do it, because I was saying the same crap the first time, but I just can't see it no matter what. Like, I understand what happened the first time. I get it. You know, he defied all the odds, but he's coming off surgery. He hasn't been training. He had a broken hand. Like, I can't get behind that. This dude has been training with Cain Velasquez and Khabib. Who knows, like, how long it's been since they've been in his corner. Like, he's been taking this seriously for Charles Oliveira. I can't see Volkanovski going in there and winning this time. But that little part of my brain's like, you were saying it the first time. You were saying all this stuff the first time. But I'm like, it's for different reasons. So this is where I'll leave it up to you guys. Let me know what you think down below. Do you think Alexander Volkanovski has a chance? And what do you think about his legacy, okay? Do you think this fight will damage his legacy at all? I think it does. But again, I'd love to hear from you guys down below in the comments. Thank you so much for watching this video, everybody. On the screen right now, if you'd like to continue watching the channel, there'll be 2 videos on screen for you right here. I will see you either there or in the next video, guys. Take care.